Chapter 11 Kill All and Come Out. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Moyu identified the source of the attack, a long whip tree, a sizable plant about 10 feet tall. He focused, and his fingertips glowed as he cast Detect. Everyone learns Detect early on. It provides basic information. Long whip tree. Level 8, dormant until triggered by nearby life. Then, it attacks. He wondered why the skeleton warrior hadn't triggered it. Simple, skeletons aren't living beings, they don't have a life signature. That explained why the tree hadn't attacked the skeleton earlier, but it definitely came after him as soon as he got close, and it kept attacking. It wasn't doing any real damage, but he wasn't about to stand there like a dummy and take it. He backed up about 30 feet. Putting himself out of its range, the long whip tree stopped attacking and remained motionless, its branches twitching like it was on high alert. Pretty thoughtful design. He was beginning to understand the dungeon creator's intent. It was a carefully curated progression, from the seriously nerfed low-level monsters to a level 8 monster with its full strength. Even the choice of a level 8 plant monster that relies on ambushes but can't move was deliberate. The long whip tree allowed newbie players to experience the dangers of the wild early on. The fact that it couldn't move meant it wasn't going to chase anyone down. If a player got into trouble, they could simply retreat out of range. Plus, its attack range was nearly identical to that of several ranged classes. This eliminated any easy exploits those classes might try. It was designed so novices could fight a real level 8 monster in a relatively safe environment. The whole dungeon felt like it was about protecting rookies and nurturing them, reducing casualties while letting them adapt to real combat and grow. The skeleton warriors, chattering their teeth like crazy, shambled back into formation around Lin Moyu. He focused, and one of them charged the long whip tree. The tree ignored the non-living skeleton. Only when the skeleton warrior took a swing, hacking at the tree with its sword, did it react. The huge branch lashed out like a whip, striking the skeleton with a clang. The tree's attack speed was insane, its branches flailing wildly, connecting 3 or 4 times a second. But the skeleton warrior's stats were off the charts. 550 constitution, super high health, and defense. Small cracks appeared in its bones but quickly healed. Not an instant kill. That surprised Lin Moyu. He'd been one-shotting everything from level 1 to level 7, but level 8 was a different story. For the first time, a skeleton warrior hadn't taken down its target in a single blow. So, this is wild monster strength? Let's see how many hits you can take. 1 swing, 2 swings, 3 swings. On the 4th strike, the long whip tree stopped moving. Killed level 8 long whip tree, experience plus 160. The experience points were noticeably higher than those from the level 7 brown bear. Lin Moyu did the math. Level 7 monsters were more efficient. It was 1 swing for 70 experience points. Level 8 took 4 swings for only 160. The total was bigger, but the individual return was lower. But he also had to factor in search time. If he spent all his time looking for monsters, it would be inefficient to hunt low-level ones. He looked out at the forest. It was packed with trees, most of them level 8 long whip trees. If you looked closely, you could tell them apart from the ordinary trees. There was no need to search, he could see hundreds of them right in front of him. This would drastically improve his efficiency. This was a treasure trove for leveling up. Lin Moyu actually felt a rush of excitement. He commanded the skeleton warriors to spread out and attack the trees. Their swords flashed, taking down the trees with 4 strikes each. Experience points started pouring in. Everyone else's leveling speed slowed down drastically after level 5, but Lin Moyu was actually getting faster. He'd expected it to take more than an hour to level up, but after only 50 minutes, he reached level 6. Outside the dungeon, the sky darkened. It was 7:00 p.m. They had been in the instance for 10 hours, since 9:00 a.m. Lu Yun, the principals, and Xia Dongyang were still waiting. They'd been drinking tea all day, and food had been brought to them. The principals did this every year, guarding the students on their first day in the novice dungeon. Accidents were rare, but they still happened. Because it was real combat, injuries were unavoidable. And sadly, some students had even died in novice dungeons. Xia Dongyang wasn't going anywhere. His daughter was inside, and he was worried. He'd missed her class selection ceremony, and he wasn't going to miss her first instance. Suddenly, the entrance to the dungeon glowed with a bright light, and everyone looked up. Someone's coming out. It's not time yet. Something must have happened. There were 2 exits to the dungeon. One was deep inside the forest guarded by the level 8 monsters, the other was at the entrance. Lin Moyu stepped out of the light, Lu Yun rushed over. "Mou, why are you out?" Lin Moyu answered softly, "When you kill them all, you come out." Kill them all and come out, Lu Yun didn't understand. Lin Moyu was so calm, almost emotionless. Then, Lu Yun saw Lin Moyu's level. Lin Moyu, Necromancer, level 7. Chapter 12, breaking the highest record in history. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lu Yun was stunned, his face a mask of disbelief. "You, level 7, his tone echoed his disbelief, making him question if he'd heard correctly. He was in shock, his brain short-circuiting. This was unprecedented. The previous record was only level 5, but Lin Moyu had blown through the dungeon to level 7 in just 10 hours. "There weren't enough monsters in there," Lin Moyu said matter-of-factly, "or I probably could have hit level 8. Ms. Lu, I'd like to apply to go to the outskirts of Shihai City." Lin Moyu took it for granted and requested permission to leave the city. Nobody ever imagined someone would clear out all the monsters in the dungeon. Each time you re-enter, the monsters respawn. No one had ever wiped out the entire dungeon in under 12 hours. It was a newbie dungeon, after all, filled with novice players with limited skills, weak combat abilities, and 0 experience. Especially those level 8 monsters at the deepest level, they were no joke. They were as tough as the monsters out in the wild. But Lin Moyu did it. In under 10 hours, he completely shattered the rules and smashed the record. Lu Yun's mind raced, but he just couldn't wrap his head around it. He was numb with shock. "Teacher Lu," seeing Lu Yun's blank stare, Lin Moyu called out again, waving a hand in front of his face. Finally snapping out of it, Lu Yun stammered, Okay, I approve it. I'll get you a pass to leave the city. Rest up for now. We'll send you back after the other students are out." Lin Moyu had proved his strength and secured his exit pass. Now his plan could move forward. Lu Yun went back to the table, where the other principals looked at him with curiosity. "Hey, Lu, what was that all about? Why'd that kid come out so early? Something wrong?" "Yeah, he's not hurt, is he? Why's he alone? Where are his teammates?" Lu Yun downed 3 cups of tea and took a few deep breaths before speaking. "That's Lin Moyu. He cleared the novice dungeon. Took out all the level 8 monsters." A collective gasp filled the room. Even Xia Dongyang, who'd seen it all, was genuinely shocked. They realized Lin Moyu himself was level 7, getting from level 1 to level 7 in 10 hours was already an insane leveling speed, but killing all the level 8 monsters showed just how powerful he was. "That hidden class is something else," Xia Dongyang said in awe. That was the only explanation. Lin Moyu's class was broken. Based on this, the Necromancer class must be more powerful than even the rarest known classes. It's gotta be up there with the legendary classes. We don't know how strong the legendary classes are, since we've never seen one. But we've seen rare classes, and they're not this efficient. I just wonder if it'll stay this strong as he levels up. Good point. Take Xia Shui's Elemental Mage, for example. It starts out okay, not much different from other mage classes. But if you snag that elemental enhancement passive skill, it's like having a legendary class. The principals had the experience to know better. Some classes start strong but fade over time, others start weak but become powerhouses later on. Skills and talents also played a huge role, creating vast differences between players in the same class. With hundreds of classes, there were all kinds of scenarios. Lu Yun glanced at Lin Moyu, who was meditating nearby, a spark of hope in his eyes. At least for now, Lin Moyu's Necromancer class is ridiculously strong. Seems like we won't be responsible for him in the future. True. If he gets into Xia Jing Academy, he's their problem. Xia Dongyang said, Xiaoshu has been competitive since she was little. This is going to sting. Lu Yun chuckled, not just this time. You're always traveling. For the last few years, Lin Moyu's grades have been beating Xia Shue's. She's been number 2 for 3 years. Is that so? Xia Dongyang said with a wry smile. Xia Shui had never mentioned it, he knew his daughter's personality. The quieter she was, the angrier she was. Lin Moyu focused on recovering his spiritual power through meditation. He now had 24 skeleton warriors, but his summoning space had 70 slots. The skeleton warriors only filled about a third of it. Filling the remaining slots would take time. By 9 p.m., the 12-hour dungeon time had ended, and the students were teleported out one by one. After a day of fighting, many were exhausted, but they were also pumped. Real combat was a completely different. Experienced in reading books, many were covered in blood, and the air reeked of it. A teacher used a skill to dispel the stench. The teachers from each school quickly rounded up their students and counted heads. They checked for injuries and provided medical attention. Things were looking good, everyone was safe. Most students had reached level 3, and a few had even hit level 4. Xia Shui was also excited. After a day of combat, she reached level 5, tying the record for the novice dungeon. I won't lose this time. The record is level 5, and I've already tied it. Where'd that guy go? That she didn't see Lin Moyu after exiting the dungeon. Looking around, she spotted him meditating in the distance. When did he get out? Then her eyes widened, and she froze, as if electrocuted. Her whole body went numb. No way. How's he level 7? Chapter 13 Shenxia Empire Exchange. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Xiaoxue. Xia Dongyang's voice snapped Xia Shui back to reality. Dad, what are you doing here? Xia Shui walked over and greeted him obediently. She wasn't acting all high and mighty now. Xia Dongyang looked at her with a loving gaze. Let's go home. He'd driven, so they didn't need to take the school bus. As Xia Shui followed him to the car, she couldn't stop staring at Lin Moyu. She was dying to figure him out, to understand how he'd gotten to level 7. Xia Dongyang noticed her gaze. Are you competing with Lin Moyu? Xia Shui deflated like a punctured balloon. Yeah, and I lost again. That guy's such a pain. Xia Dongyang chuckled. Want Dad to take care of it? No way. Before he could finish, Xia Shui cut him off. This is my problem, and I'll solve it myself. I'm not losing to that idiot forever. Xia Shui huffed, her eyes burning with determination. Xia Dongyang's smile widened. Okay, I won't interfere then. But I should tell you, Lin Moyu cleared the novice dungeon in 10 hours, killing all the level 8 monsters. Xia Shui was stunned again, killed all the level 8 monsters. She'd barely made it to the level 7 monster area and hadn't even seen a level 8 monster yet. She thought soloing a level 7 monster at level 5 was pretty impressive, but Lin Moyu had wiped out all the level 8 monsters and finished 2 hours faster. Meaning if there were more level 8 monsters, he might have leveled up to 8 directly. Is the gap between us really that big? Even if Xia Shui hated to admit it, she was feeling discouraged. Xia Dongyang said, every class has its strengths. Some are powerful early on, while others only shine later. Don't worry about short-term wins and losses. You have an advantage over him. Xia Shui knew what he meant. Her advantage was her family, her money, and her resources. She had access to all the items, gear, and skills she needed. Someone like Lin Moyu, with no money or connections, would struggle to get those things later. Whatever, I'm not giving up. Even if you're ahead now, I'll pass you eventually. Xia Shui's slump only lasted a couple of minutes before her fighting spirit reignited. Xia Dongyang was pleased. That was the spirit he wanted to see in his daughter. On the school bus, Gao Yang plopped down next to Lin Moyu. I'm already level 4, so awesome. It's way more fun leveling up with my sister. Much better than you doing it alone. Lin Moyu eyed the loudmouth. What wouldn't make him happy? Whoa, hold on, I didn't notice. You're already level 7. How'd you do that? Did you clear all the monsters in the dungeon? I sweated my butt off to get to level 4. How'd you jump to level 7? Are you a wizard? Gao Yang's voice was so loud the whole bus could hear him. Everyone realized Lin Moyu had indeed reached level 7, when most people were around level 3, and level 4 was considered amazing. Lin Moyu was already at level 7, the bus suddenly buzzed with excitement. Even though many people were still intimidated by Lin Moyu and his skeleton warriors, many were drawn to his strength. Some wanted to talk to him, to connect with him as a classmate, but Lin Moyu's quiet demeanor, combined with the intimidating presence of the skeleton warrior, made them hesitate. Quiet! Lu Yun's sharp command silenced the bus instantly. Gao Yang rubbed the back of his head. I got a little carried away there. Boss, can you take me leveling sometime? Lin Moyu said, maybe, if there's a chance. Gao Yang beamed. Deal. Early the next morning, Gao Yang couldn't find Lin Moyu at the school gate. Mr. Lu, where's Lin Moyu? Lu Yun replied, he went to the outskirts of Shihai City. Huh. Gao Yang realized he'd been played. No wonder Lin Moyu agreed so easily, he howled in protest. Lin Moyu, you tricked me. I offered my heart to the shining moon, but the moon shone on a sewer. I'm not done with you. I challenge you. Lin Moyu had already arrived in the south of Shihai City by car. A massive city wall stretched across the landscape, separating human territory from the monster-infested wilderness. Beyond the wall lay the wild monster zone, where even the weakest monsters were level 10, compared to the monsters in the novice dungeon. These were far stronger, but fighting them yielded more experience and valuable materials. And if you were lucky, some monsters even dropped weapons and gear. These could be used or sold for cash. The street near the city wall entrance was lined with shops. There were blacksmiths, weapon shops, jewelry stores, armorers, and more, but the most important was the Shenxia Empire Exchange. The exchange was an official institution of the Shenxia Empire, with branches in cities and towns across the country. It allowed players to freely buy and sell equipment, materials, and other items. You could either sell directly to the exchange or consign items for sale. Besides buying and selling, you could also turn in completed quests at the exchange. This was Lin Moyu's first time at the exchange. He'd only ever read about it. Inside the Shenxia Empire Exchange were hundreds of waist-high stone pillars. Each pillar was topped with a magic crystal that allowed users to access all the exchange's functions. The exchange was known as a prime example of the highest level alchemy. Lin Moyu found an empty spot and placed his hand on the magic crystal. Authentication starting. Authentication successful. Lin Moyu, citizen of the Shenxia Empire. Access to the Shenxia Empire Exchange granted. Contribution, 0. Permission level, 1. Chapter 14 Two Worlds Inside and Outside the City. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The Shenxia Empire Exchange is exclusively for citizens of Shenxia. Lin Moyu has access, but only at the lowest level. To gain more privileges, he'll need to earn contribution points. That's a problem for another day. He quickly browsed the exchange's offerings: weapons, armor, jewelry, materials. They had everything, but nothing was cheap. Lin Moyu only had around 100 gold coins. Not even enough for the cheapest black iron weapon. Bronze and silver grades were out of the question. After noting the prices of some basic materials, Lin Moyu checked out the available quests. The monsters around Shihai City are mostly level 10 to 20, a beginner area. There weren't many quests available, mostly material gathering, green sprout grass, unlimited buyback, 50 gold coins each. Black wolf fur, unlimited buyback, 20 gold coins each. Animal bones, unlimited buyback, 30 gold coins each. Alchemists, artisans, blacksmiths, and other crafters need tons of materials for leveling their skills. They process the materials into useful items and sell them for profit. Leveling these crafting skills also increases their own level. It's a great system, allowing crafters to thrive. Okay, this one's interesting. Clear the level 14 West Sea Mine dungeon on Nightmare difficulty and retrieve the Goblin King's crystal core. Note: crystal cores only drop from Nightmare or higher difficulty bosses. The reward? 100,000 gold coins. That kind of payout means this task is seriously tough. The Shihai mine is about 30 miles south of Shihai City. Lin Moyu wasn't planning on going anytime soon. The level 14 dungeon requires at least level 10 to enter, and he's not there yet. Dungeon difficulty ranges from normal to nightmare to hell. How hard is nightmare? Lin Moyu isn't sure, but according to the books, it's several times harder than normal. Without a top-tier team, it's basically impossible. As for hell difficulty, that's beyond the reach of most players. After browsing for a while, Lin Moyu left the exchange and headed for the city gates. Lin Moyu, level 7 Necromancer. That the city guards checked Lin Moyu's exit pass, verifying his information. They seemed puzzled why the academy would allow a level 7 student to leave the city. The monsters outside start at level 10, a serious threat with a 3-level difference, but the exit pass was valid, and the guards quickly approved it. Your exit pass is active. You can freely enter and exit any city in the Shenxia Empire unless there's an emergency. It's dangerous out there, so be careful. If things get too hot, run back. Don't worry about saving face, your life's what matters. Especially at night, some monsters specialize in ambushes. The gate guard offered friendly advice. Lin Moyu gave a slight bow. Thank you. I will. Stepping outside the city gate, a blast of cold wind hit him, the sky darkened, and the air felt heavy. Inside and outside the city were two different worlds. This city wall is something else, that it divided civilization from wilderness. Lin Moyu headed out, quickly disappearing into the wild. The air became thicker, almost smelling of bloodlust. Distant roars echoed through the area. He occasionally spotted other players fighting monsters, mostly above level 10. The city wall was already out of sight, and his view was shrouded in mist. With a thought, a skeleton warrior materialized from his summoning space. He now had 28 skeleton warriors. After recovering his mana last night, Lin Moyu summoned 4 more. Lin Moyu spotted a monster about 60 feet away. Go get that thing. The skeleton warrior clattered forward. Lin Moyu cast a detection spell. Goblin Patrol. Level 10. Strength 120. Agility 50. Spirit 50. Stamina 120. Skills none. A level 10 goblin patrolman, ugly as sin, wielded a mace. Its strength was high, but its agility and spirit were pathetic. Its stamina wasn't bad, meaning it was tough, but these stats were nothing compared to the skeleton warrior, whose stats were all 750. The main threat in this area was goblins. They controlled a large territory, all the way to the West Sea Mine, 30 miles away. The skeleton warrior closed the distance in a blink. The goblin noticed the skeleton warrior and attacked first, swinging the mace with a whoosh. The mace struck the skeleton warrior head-on with a loud crack. The goblin patrol was strong enough to make the skeleton warrior stumble, but that was it. The skeleton warrior raised its rusty sword and swung. Chapter 15 Rampage, Unstoppable. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The goblin patrol thrashed and screamed, swinging their mace harder to fight back. You hit me with a stick, I cut you with a knife. Hit and run. The fight was intense. The mace bounced off the skeleton warrior, shaking it a little, but dealing no real damage. But the skeleton warrior's knife cut deep into the goblin patrol, inflicting serious wounds. After 5 slashes, the goblin patrolman screamed and collapsed in a pool of blood. Killed level 10 goblin patrol, experience plus 300. Obtained goblin bone. Another bone material appeared in Lin Moyu's storage space. Everyone gets a storage space after their job change, and it grows as they level up. It can hold all sorts of items, materials, equipment, and food, which is super convenient. Lin Moyu tried to store the skeleton warrior in it, but no luck. After taking down the goblin patrolman, Lin Moyu had a good grasp of a level 10 monster's strength. Monsters of the same level are generally pretty similar. With a thought, all 28 skeleton warriors materialized. Just like in the novice dungeon, they fanned out, hunting for enemies. The monster density in the wild was much higher than in the novice dungeon, and Lin Moyu's experience skyrocketed, even faster than before. Killed level 10 goblin patrol, experience plus 300. Obtained goblin bone. Killed level 10 dire wolf, experience plus 280. Obtained wolf pelt. Notifications flooded the screen. At this rate, he'd hit level 8 in under an hour. Alright, Lin Moyu pumped his fist, feeling a rush of excitement. Reaching level 15 before the big exam shouldn't be a problem. Higher levels were uncertain, depending on how experience changed after level 10. The skeleton warrior's advance drew the attention of other players. At first glance, they thought they were looking at a monster, but after a scan, they realized it was a summoned creature. A seriously overpowered summon, making mincemeat of level 10 monsters. Some players started trying to track down the summoner through the skeletons. Luckily, the skeleton warriors were far off, and Lin Moyu recalled them remotely. Covering his tracks, Lin Moyu left the open area and headed into the forest. The forest's rugged terrain and limited visibility made it more dangerous. With monsters often ambushing from cover, most people avoided it, but the skeletons spread out and patrolled the woods. Unaffected by the terrain, a mental map formed in Lin Moyu's mind, every plant and tree crystal clear. An hour later, Lin Moyu leveled up. He hit level 8. The skeleton warriors relentlessly killed monster after monster, feeding Lin Moyu experience and materials. No one had ever leveled up this easily. Mages run out of mana, knights get tired after a long fight. Every profession needs rest and recovery. Not skeleton warriors. As long as they're alive and intact, they can keep going. No wonder. Lin Moyu surveyed the empty grove. He'd wiped out all the monsters in just over an hour. He had to move deeper. He was getting farther and farther from Shihai City. He was no longer limited to level 10 monsters. Level 11, 12, even 13 monsters were no match. The skeleton warriors just needed to hack away a few more times. The skeleton's physical prowess was undeniable. You can't take me down, but I can take you out. Simple as that. A level 8 character with a posse of high-stat skeleton warriors. Lin Moyu left no monster alive in his wake. By afternoon, Lin Moyu's experience reached level 9, 99%, just shy of level 10. The number of skeletons had reached 40, a tireless, terrifying army, dominating the area. You can learn new skills at level 10, but I don't have a skill scroll. Guess I'll have to rely on my innate skills for now. Fortunately, they're strong enough. Even without new skills, leveling up won't be a problem. Players can learn new skills every 10 levels. There are 3 ways to learn skills: training from an instructor, learning from a skill book, or using a skill scroll. Hidden classes like Lin Moyu don't have instructors, and since he's in a unique class, there are no skill books for him. Skill scrolls are his only option. Basic skill scrolls for players below level 20 cost 100,000 gold each on the exchange. Expensive. Skill scrolls grant random skills for the class, but there's a catch. The skills are random, and you can even get a skill you already know. In that case, the 100,000 gold goes down the drain. Advanced skill scrolls will be even pricier, but Lin Moyu needs those new skills. While Lin Moyu was thinking, the upgrade light flashed again. He finally hit level 10. Chapter 16 Skill Upgrade, Bronze Skull, Exaggerated Improvement. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Name, Lin Moyu. Occupation, Necromancer. Unique, Level, 10, 0%, Power, 100. Agility, 100. Spirit, 300. Physique, 100. Equipment, none. Summon space, 40/100. Skeleton warriors, quantity, 40. Talent, comprehensive amplification, level 2, unique, passive skill, damage transfer. Active skills, soul flame, level 10. Summon skeleton warrior, level 10, comprehensive amplification, level 2 increases the effect of all skills by 20x, damage transfer. All damage Lin Moyu takes is transferred to his summoned creatures. Soul flame, level 10 burns the target's soul, dealing damage based on Lin Moyu's spirit and skill level. Summon skeleton warrior, level 10 summons a bronze rank skeleton warrior. Lin Moyu checked his stats after leveling up. Strength and agility barely budged, increasing by a consistent 10 points per level. His spirit, however, jumped to 300, a whopping 120-point increase. They say attributes get a big boost after level 10. As a mage, spirit is where I see the biggest change. Then he noticed the changes to his skills, and excitement bubbled up. His talent had leveled up again, amplifying his skills 20x instead of 10x. Even if nothing else changed, his skeleton warriors would be way more powerful. On top of that, the skeleton warrior's rank had improved, rising from black iron to bronze. Lin Moyu couldn't wait to summon one. The grayish tint of the black iron skeleton warrior was gone, replaced by a bluish-white hue. The cracks on its body had almost disappeared, and even the sword it wielded looked brighter. At least it didn't look like it had been fished out of the trash. Bronze rank skeleton warrior, power, 3000. Agility, 3000. Spirit, 3000. Physique, 3000. Skill, Berserk Strike, level 1. Berserk Strike, level 1 deals damage equal to 200% of the target's power, with a 10-minute cooldown. The stats were still balanced, but the base attribute had reached 150 points, thanks to the 20x bonus. All attributes skyrocketed to an incredible 3000. Based on what Lin Moyu knew, it was impossible to say what level of player this stat was equal to, but with stats like these, Lin Moyu could strut around this area like he owned the place. Plus, the new skill gave the skeleton warrior the ability to unleash a burst of power. A new trick? Will this be enough to dominate? Lin Moyu thought, quoting a phrase from his past life, forget flashy skills, just one or two practical, powerful abilities are all you need to rule the world. That was him right now. He might not have a mage's fancy spells or a fighter's dazzling combat techniques, but with his current skills, he dared to say that anyone below level 20 wouldn't stand a chance. Most players couldn't beat level 20 monsters at level 10, but it wouldn't be hard for him. With the skeleton warrior's stats and his damage transfer passive, it would take forever to kill him. Even if he stood still and let a level 20 character beat on him. Lin Moyu was about to summon another bronze rank skeleton warrior when he heard a whooshing sound, and a sharp arrow zipped past his eyes. Whoosh! More arrows followed. One struck him, an invisible barrier shimmered into existence, stopping the arrow in its tracks. His passive skill activated automatically, transferring all the damage to the skeleton warrior, leaving Lin Moyu unharmed. Attacked. Lin Moyu received the notification. The skeleton warrior's eyes flashed red, signaling its readiness to fight. A figure in black burst from the woods, running fast, showing off high agility. Lin Moyu figured it had to be an assassin. Seeing Lin Moyu, the figure spun around and bolted in the other direction, vanishing in a heartbeat. 2 seconds later, pursuers emerged. Judging by their clothes, Lin Moyu pegged their classes, an archer and a mage. The good and bad arrows from before were probably from the archer. If it weren't for Lin Moyu's damage transfer, he'd definitely be hurting right now. The two ignored Lin Moyu and raced after the assassin. Lin Moyu's eyes narrowed. They were going the wrong way. The person in black had changed directions back there. They were chasing the wrong target and would come back empty-handed. Sure enough, just a few seconds later, they retreated. The mage began to cast a spell, and Lin Moyu felt a gust of wind. A few seconds later, the mage sighed, "That guy is cunning. He got away." The archer said, "It's fine. He only escaped for now. We'll catch him." Then he glanced at Lin Moyu. "Hey kid, did you see someone in black run by?" Lin Moyu didn't answer. Instead, he said softly, "Your arrow hit me, you know." The archer spotted the arrows on the ground and understood. "Sorry about that." Lin Moyu waved it off. "Don't let it happen again." The archer had the feeling that Lin Moyu was looking down on him. The mage looked annoyed. He was clearly pissed that the assassin had escaped. He turned toward the skeleton warrior beside Lin Moyu. "An undead summoner." There was disgust in his voice as he slowly raised his staff. The skeleton warrior's eyes glowed red as it entered a battle stance. The archer quickly stopped the mage, whispering, "Don't start anything." The mage rolled his eyes and reluctantly lowered his staff. "Fine." Watching them leave, Lin Moyu muttered, "You got lucky." Even without a detection skill, it was clear from the arrow's strength that their attack power wasn't great. These two probably weren't that high of a level, maybe around level 20. If they had attacked, Lin Moyu figured he might have had to kill them. He wasn't going to turn the other cheek. If someone tried to bully him, he'd pay them back tenfold. When the mage raised his staff, Lin Moyu had already recalled all of his skeleton warriors to his summon space. They could be swarmed in an instant. If they tried anything, they'd be torn to shreds. Chapter 17 Shield Badge. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Kill level 10 Goblin Patrols, experience plus 300. Kill level 11 Goblin Soldiers, experience plus 350. change..Obtain goblin bones, notifications popped up like crazy, and my experience points were skyrocketing. 44 bronze skeleton warriors were tearing through monsters in the forest. With my improved skills, I was back to one-shotting everything. These bronze-level skeleton warriors were dusting level 10 and 11 goblins in a single hit. The efficiency boost was insane. But starting at level 10, the experience needed to level up had nearly tripled. Upgrading was getting slower and slower. At this rate, I'd have to kill at least 5,000 goblins just to level up once. The skeleton warriors were tireless, obliterating everything, but it was still a grind. By nightfall, I was still 30% away from hitting level 11. I set up a campfire and ate some grub I brought from home. No way was I heading back. I couldn't waste time traveling. At this rate, I should hit level 13 tomorrow, but I'm not sure about level 15 the day after. And after level 15, it'll slow down even more, so I'll need an extra day before going back. So, level 16 is probably the best I can do. How did my sister level up back then? Even though she's a legendary sword dancer, she couldn't have been faster than this. I'm missing something. That I racked my brain, thinking back to what I learned in school and piecing it together with my sister Lin Mohan's path. Then it hit me, the West Sea Mine dungeon. Could it be she teamed up with Ren to run the dungeon? And it must have been on nightmare difficulty. Nightmare dungeons are packed with buffed elite monsters. They'd give tons of experience. That's why she was all beat up and needed healing when she got back that time. Yep, that's got to be it. That I pumped my fist, convinced I was right. I'll check it out tomorrow. Decision made. The night deepened, and the monsters within a 500-meter radius were gone. The skeleton warriors blended into the darkness, and I started meditating. With 44 skeletons guarding me, plus my passive skills, safety wasn't an issue. The forest wasn't completely silent. Distant wolf howls echoed through the trees, leaves rustled in the wind, creating an eerie atmosphere. It was colder here because of the skeleton warriors. The night wind had a chill to it. In the middle of the night, a skeleton warrior gave a warning, waking me up. Someone was approaching. A player grinding levels. Not many people level up in the forest this late. Maybe they're lost. That I stayed put, but my guard was up. You couldn't take anything lightly out here. The fire was the best beacon at night. Soon, someone appeared in my line of sight. It's her. The person in black I saw running earlier. Got anything to eat? That the person in black had a pleasant voice, big eyes sparkled in the firelight. I handed over a sweet potato. That and some water were the only food I'd brought. The person in black didn't hesitate, took off the mask, and started eating. Seemed hungry. Underneath the mask was a delicate face, maybe 18 or 19, radiating youth. I didn't use my detect skill. Scanning strangers was rude and could cause problems. Thanks. Before the person could finish, they coughed hard. They'd choke trying to talk while eating. I gave them a bottle of water. The person in black took a few sips and calmed down. Thanks. Finally speaking clearly, they thanked me, and I just nodded. The person in black ate the sweet potato slowly. The atmosphere was strangely quiet. They weren't eating fast, but their movements were elegant. While eating, their eyes flicked over to me, a strange light in them. After finishing, they finally said, "What's your name?" Seeing that I didn't answer, they continued, "Don't you like talking? How about we use detect on each other?" That I thought about it and nodded. Our fingertips glowed as we cast detect. I froze. The spell failed, and I got no information. The person in black smirked, "Hee, nothing there. So, your name is Lin Moyu, level 10, and your class is Necromancer? Never heard of that. Weird. I saw a skeleton with you this afternoon. Did you summon it? Undead summons are rare." They suddenly got chatty, one question after another. "Why aren't you talking? You're not mute, are you? Doesn't seem like it." That I looked at them and asked, "Why?" That they seemed thrilled, their face full of surprise. "So you can talk." "Why?" I asked again. They smiled, asking why detect didn't work. "It's because of this." They held up a badge. "It's a shielding badge. As long as you wear it, anyone 10 levels below you can't use detect." They put the badge away. Try using detect on me now. That I nodded and cast the spell. This time it worked. Ning Yi, level 19, Shadow Assassin. A gust of wind blew, and Ning Yi's smile vanished. I looked to the side. Chapter 18 Skeleton Warriors can also be used as meat shields. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lin Moyu spotted them through the skeleton warrior. Now, besides the archers and mages from earlier, there's a knight with a sword and shield on his back. The three of them are closing in from different angles. Ning Yi scowled, her pretty face all pinched up. This is ridiculous. It's just a mid-level skill scroll. You've been chasing me for days, and you're still not giving up. She stomped her foot, then turned to Lin Moyu. Gotta run. Maybe we can hang out another time. Asterisk whoosh, star. A sharp arrow shot from the darkness. Ning Yi reacted fast, dodging to the side. The arrow exploded with a bang, sending two beams of light onto Lin Moyu and Ning Yi. Suddenly, a huge mark appeared above their heads, shining like a spotlight in the night. Crap, a marked arrow. Ning Yi went pale. She knew they were in trouble. Lin Moyu recalled what he knew about marked arrows. It's an archer's skill that highlights the target, making them impossible to hide. Marked arrows are super effective against assassins, because they stop them from going invisible. They're also used in dungeons to deal with invisible monsters. Once marked, stealth is useless, making escape much harder. No escape this time. A sneering voice echoed. It was the mage from earlier. Stepping out of the forest, the archer was perched in a tree and the knight had arrived as well. The mage, staff in hand, glared at Lin Moyu and Ning Yi. Knew you two were in this together. A sneaky assassin teaming up with a creepy undead summoner. What a match. A faint light flickered in Ning Yi's hand as a blue glowing dagger appeared. He's got nothing to do with this. I'll give you the scroll, and we'll all go our separate ways. The archer chuckled from his perch. That might have worked yesterday, but now? We think it's safer to kill you both. The mage chimed in, dead people tell no tales. Nobody will know about the scroll, which saves us a lot of headaches. Ning Yi whispered, I'll hold them off. You run. Lin Moyu looked at her. What about you? I'm a shadow assassin. The night's my playground. I'll figure out a way out. Lin Moyu knew she was just saying that. If she could really fight, she wouldn't have been running all day. These guys were clearly stronger. She might have been able to escape before, but now that she's hit with the marked arrow, her stealth is useless, and getting away would be near impossible. The archer spoke sternly, night's getting late. Let's finish this. The mage raised his staff. Not only is she going down, but the little guy's going too. Light blazed from the staff, and a huge ball of light rose into the sky, turning night into day. Illumination. The mage's lighting spell doesn't just light things up, it also banishes darkness and boosts his spell accuracy. Most importantly, it suppresses stealth abilities. This made things even harder for Ning Yi. This is it, she muttered. A blue dagger appeared in her hand, and her body tensed, her eyes narrowed, becoming sharp, as she searched for an opening. The archer stood in the tree, his bow fully drawn. The knight had his sword and shield ready, preparing to charge. The mage's staff glowed brightly. The three of them had Ning Yi cornered. Just then, Lin Moyu raised his finger, and a skeleton warrior materialized in front of him. What a waste of time. The mage sneered, a hint of disgust in his voice. Big fireball. With a shout, a huge fireball, a meter in diameter, appeared and hurtled toward them. Only mages level 20 and above can use big fireball, and it's incredibly powerful. If it hits, it's gonna hurt. As the fireball was launched, the mage instantly cast spiritual entanglement. Ning Yi was pulling Lin Moyu back when she suddenly felt weighed down. An invisible thread of mental energy snaked from the staff, wrapping around their feet. With Ning Yi slowed down, the archer made his move. The bowstring hummed, and an arrow flew. Then, it split into 3, triple shot. One of the archer's signature moves. One arrow becomes 3, dealing triple damage. At the same time, the knight charged, closing in at breakneck speed. This is the end. Ningyi's face was ashen. She shoved Lin Moyu hard, pushing him out of harm's way. Instantly, two skeleton warriors appeared on either side of Ningyi. The three skeleton warriors acted like shields, protecting her. The mage's fireball slammed into the skeleton warrior, exploding in a burst of flames. The archer's triple shot hit the skeleton warrior with a metallic clang. Then the knight collided with the skeleton warrior. The skeleton warrior didn't budge, but the knight was sent flying through the flames. The skeleton warrior walked out unharmed, glowing with a bluish-white light. What? The mage couldn't believe it. He'd used control technique earlier. Lin Moyu was only a level 10 necromancer. Summoned creatures can't be stronger than the summoner. It should only be level 10. At level 21, he should be one-shotting it, right? The archer and knight were speechless. What kind of summoned creature was that? It was so strong. Clack, asterisk clack, star, accompanied by the grating sound of bone on bone, more skeleton warriors appeared. A total of 44 surrounded the three. Chapter 19. The first time to kill, do it simply. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Even the three guys they were fighting were stunned, and so was Ningyi. Her eyes went wide, and her jaw dropped. It was actually kind of cute. She'd seen Lin Moyu's skeleton warrior earlier today. The level 10 skeleton warrior was riddled with cracks, and its weapon was practically falling apart. It looked super fragile. How could it be so strong? The level 20 mage's spells didn't even scratch it. Neither the archer's volley of arrows nor the knight's charge did any damage. Was this really a level 10 summon? It was way too OP. And the number of them. Flames flickered in the darkness as skeleton warriors materialized, surrounding them. Lin Moyu didn't say a word. He walked back to Ningyi, a cold glint in his eyes. Kill them. With just a thought, the skeleton warriors attacked. The mage's face went white. He brandished his staff, and a shield shimmered into existence around him, an energy shield. The mage's signature move. The higher the mage's level, the stronger the spell, and the tougher the energy shield. Legend had it that god-tier mages could shrug off even forbidden spells with their shields intact. Mages were slow and cumbersome, lacking the archer's agility. Now, surrounded by skeleton warriors, he had nowhere to run. A skeleton warrior raised its blade and brought it down. The energy shield warped and buckled violently. The mage's face twisted in horror. His shield was almost shattered in a single hit. What was up with these skeletons? Their attack power was insane. He barely had time to think before the second skeleton warrior's blade fell. The energy shield imploded with a sharp crack, dissolving into sparkling fragments. Resist ring of fire. The mage unleashed another spell. A huge ring of fire erupted, blasting the closest skeletons back 30 feet. He barely had a second to celebrate before his vision went black. Two skeletons had jumped right on top of him. He didn't even get a chance to cast another spell. The blades flashed, and the mage's head went flying. The mage was dead in under 2 seconds. Meanwhile, the archer was being hunted by the skeleton warriors, looking utterly terrified. He'd seen the mage get taken out, and his eyes were wide with panic. He was a lot quicker than the mage, but he was no match for a skeleton warrior with an agility stat of 3000. He kept using his evasion skills, trying to break free of the circle, but his efforts were wasted time and time again. The skeleton warriors closed in, and his room to maneuver shrank. Compared to the dead mage and the soon-to-be-dead archer, the knight was doing okay. He glowed like a light bulb, repeatedly using his charge skill and trying to get away. This glowing shield was stronger than the mage's energy shield, protecting him well. The skeleton warrior's blows didn't even faze him. That's ultimate defense. Didn't expect this knight to know it. Lin Moyu recognized the skill. It was one of the knight's core abilities. When activated, it granted near invulnerability for a short time. He didn't know exactly how much defense it gave, but someone had tested it. A level 20 knight using ultimate defense could tank a level 40 mage's attack. It was only a temporary solution, but it showed how strong the skill was. A knight with ultimate defense and one without it were two entirely different characters. But ultimate defense wasn't easy to learn. There was no skill book. You had to use skill scrolls. It was all down to chance. The knight frantically tried to escape, using his limit defense. There was a scream behind him. The archer was gone. The mage and the archer were down, and he was officially freaked out. how could these skeleton warriors be so strong? He wished he'd stayed home. It wasn't worth risking his life for an intermediate skill scroll. Use your skills. Stop him, don't let him escape. Lin Moyu ordered. There was no way he'd let the knight get away. If he was going to kill, he'd kill them all. A red glow pulsed from the skeleton warrior's blades. Furious blow. Deals 200% damage. The skeleton warriors, with their strength of 3000, instantly doubled their damage with the skill. Skills, 2. The knights and skeleton warriors were scary enough as it was, but they could also use skills. Talk about overpowered. The broadswords, now glowing red, slammed into the knight. The white light around the knight flickered, then a second blow, then a third. Ultimate defense lasted for 1 minute, provided there was no attack. The more intense the attack, the shorter the duration of ultimate defense. The skeleton warriors spammed their skills, and the duration of ultimate defense was rapidly depleting. More skeleton warriors surrounded them, cutting off the knight's escape. He was doomed. 10 seconds later, the knight was torn to shreds, screaming, "Go big or go home." That's what Lin Moyu had told Lin Moyu, and Lin Moyu took the words to heart. They're all dead. Ning Yi was still processing it. The whole fight had taken, 20 seconds. And they were all dead, but the one who started it all hadn't even broken a sweat. Lin Moyu nodded. Ning Yi was right. They were all dead. The skeleton warriors ran back, carrying a bunch of loot. When a player died, the items in their inventory dropped. The skeleton warriors had picked it all up. Bronze level Carmen staff, spirit plus 20, increases the power of mage skills by 5%, usable after level 18. Bronze level Carmen war bow, agility plus 20, increases the power of bow skills by 5%, usable after level 18. Bronze level Cayman sword, strength plus 10, constitution plus 10, increases the power of offensive skills by 5%, usable after level 18. Bronze level Carmen's shield, constitution plus 20, increases the effect of defensive skills by 5%, usable after level 18. Chapter 20 New skill, corpse explosion. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 4 pieces of gear were laid out neatly in front of them. One was a bronze-level weapon, shining with a bluish-white light, almost like the skeleton warrior's glow. Ning Yi said, "We got these from the Cayman Orc Legion dungeon." Lin Moyu was confused. He'd never heard of it. Ning Yi, seeing his blank look, explained, "The Cayman Orc Legion dungeon is a level 20 zone outside Shanghai City. They grind there a lot." Lin Moyu nodded. This bronze stuff was useless to him, but he could sell it. He scooped up the 4 pieces without a word. Ning Yi didn't object. There were also some crafting materials, wolf pelts, animal bones, and some herbs. Not much of anything. Lin Moyu took it all. Hey, every little bit helps, right? With the weapons and materials stashed away, only one item remained. Basic skill scroll. Description. Grants a skill under level 20. May grant a skill already known. Whoa, a basic skill scroll. These things went for around 100,000 gold. Not bad at all. Lin Moyu held the scroll, wondering if he should use it or just flip it for the cash. Ning Yi asked, "You haven't used one of these yet, have you?" Lin Moyu shook his head. "Nope." "Then use it." "Sure, there's a chance you'll just get a skill you already know, but you might get something new." "You wouldn't sell it, would you? Are you that broke?" "It's just a basic skill scroll. It's not like it's worth a fortune." Coming from Ning Yi, 100,000 gold sounded like pocket change. This girl definitely came from serious money. Lin Moyu, still holding the scroll, asked, "How do I use it?" Ning Yi giggled. "Easy. Just hold it and say, 'Use.'" Lin Moyu didn't question it. He took the scroll and tried. "Use." Nothing happened. Ning Yi said, "Oops. Not loud enough. You gotta shout it." Lin Moyu looked at her, not taking the bait. He might not have used one before, but he wasn't dumb. "Not loud enough, my foot." He wasn't buying it. Lin Moyu figured out how to use it and activated the skill scroll with his mind. Ning Yi was watching him, waiting for him to yell "Use." But Lin Moyu stayed quiet. Suddenly, the skill scroll flared with light, engulfing Lin Moyu. Ning Yi made a sound of disappointment. You figured it out. She'd wanted to trick him, but Lin Moyu had bypassed her little game. Epic fail. The scroll became a sphere of light, completely surrounding Lin Moyu. Acquired skill, Corpse Burst. Corpse Burst, level 1 detonates a corpse, dealing damage equal to 10% of the corpse's HP to enemies within 1 meter. He'd gotten a new skill. The scroll hadn't been a waste. Corpse Burst was currently at level 1, meaning it was a skill unlockable around level 10. Reading the description, it didn't seem impressive at first glance. The range was only 1 meter. What good was that? And the damage scaled with the corpse's HP. Lin Moyu understood the concept of a corpse's HP. To a necromancer, a corpse was still alive. In a way, its life came from flesh and blood, bones, and even its spirit. Even after death, the corpse retained its life force, like some powerful individuals whose bodies remained incorruptible for millennia, radiating immense energy. But Lin Moyu saw something more in this skill. It was a group attack. When facing hordes of enemies, he couldn't rely on his skeleton warriors to hack away one by one, too slow. Instead, he could kill one enemy, then detonate the corpse, wiping out enemies within the blast radius. Then, another enemy would die, creating another corpse. He could chain detonate them, one after another. As long as his mana held out, the skill would keep going. And with his talent, that puny 1 meter range. Please, it was now 20 meters, and the damage was 200%, another god-tier skill. As long as he had his talent, all his skills would be gold. The light from the scroll faded. Ning Yi blinked her big eyes, looking expectant. So. Did you learn anything cool? Yep. Lin Moyu wasn't mad at her for trying to prank him. Ning Yi was just playful. He wasn't going to hold it against her. Ning Yi smiled. You have such a nice voice. Why don't you talk more? What a shame. Lin Moyu looked at her. This girl was different from the girls at his school, so energetic. You have a nice voice too. A rare compliment from Lin Moyu. It wasn't that he couldn't talk, he just didn't see the point in small talk. He talked plenty around his sister, Lin Mohan, and his grandma. Ning Yi looked thrilled. She giggled. Thanks. I know I do. And because you saved my life and complimented me, I'm giving you this. She pulled out a box and shoved it into Lin Moyu's hands. Intermediate skill scroll. Description. Grants a skill between level 40 and level 70. May grant a skill already known. On the open market, an intermediate skill scroll could fetch upwards of 10 million gold. 100 times the value of a basic scroll. Expensive and valuable, especially for Lin Moyu. It was a fortune. Ning Yi had said the people chasing her wanted this scroll and she was just giving it away.